So we do have a new letter out from Nick Giacomini, the game director at The Elder Scrolls Online. We've been waiting for this for weeks now, ever since the layoffs occurred, and they said there would be a roadmap coming soon. And now, finally, the roadmap is here. So we're going to go through this whole article, this whole letter. We're going to go through some of the comments that have already sprung up on the forums, but this is titled A Message from ESO's Game Director. And here we go. When we announced seasons in January, we promised you a new era of transparency. Part of that promise is being open with you as our studio evolves. Recently, we've been through a number of organizational changes and departures of teammates who helped shape The Elder Scrolls Online. We are profoundly grateful for everything that contributed to the game and the community we've built together. At the same time, we've seen a lot of questions about what these changes mean for ESO. So let me be clear, ESO is here to stay, and our team is dedicated to the future of this game. Our focus hasn't changed. It is continuing to grow The Elder Scrolls Online and build upon the world millions of players call home. Moving forward, I'll be leading the studio alongside longtime ZOS veteran Josh Henderson. You'll hear more from Josh soon, but I want you to know that our shared passion for ESO remains as strong as ever. We love this world, we love the community, and the fire in our team to continue building it burns just as fiercely today as it always has. We're also entering a new chapter of collaboration across Bethesda. By working more closely with Bethesda game studios across The Elder Scrolls, we have new opportunities to share ideas, align our efforts, and create even better experiences for players, all while continuing to build the future of ESO. And I do want to mention, there is a whole lot of new revealed information in this. Stuff we had no idea about. We didn't know the names of things. We didn't know they were coming. We'd never heard of them before this letter. So in a lot of ways, there's a lot of hype here, but a lot of poison pills as well. So anyway, continuing on. The next segment is evolving our plans. We've said this before. A core part of our philosophy is ensuring that the time you invest in ESO always feels rewarding. And with the recent changes to our studio, trying to hit our previously announced deadlines would mean sacrificing the quality you deserve. Therefore, we are establishing a clear principle for how we build and ship content and features moving forward. Quality experiences over calendar dates. This already sounds ominous, right? Instead of rushing to hit a previously announced deadline, we are giving our teams the runway they need to do things right. Some of our upcoming additions, like the class and combat refresh and our new trial, are highly complex, and we want to ensure they hit the mark before we put them in your hands. And here's the real dun-dun-dun moment. Because of this, we have had to make the decision to move the following features into 2027, long time from now. Starting with the new trial, Crimson Velts. We're pushing boundaries with this trial, including mounted combat that we think you'll love, and we simply need more time to ensure the experience exceeds your expectations. Update 52 will move to January of 2027. We expect this to include the launch of the Giral Pass PvP zone and Skyrim's dynamic encounters, Rime Gales. So this is worth zooming in on for a moment. We had no idea what the mid-size PvP map or mode was going to be called, but here it is revealed. It is called Giral Pass. We now know what that's called. That's pretty exciting. And then also the Skyrim dynamic encounters, the storms over Skyrim, are apparently called Rime Gales. And apparently these are just dynamic encounters. It's not something bigger than that. I mean, we had no idea before this, but the fact that's moving to January of 2027 indicates to me that the new Winterhold or Whiterun zone they're working on is also going to be delayed. I don't know when, but probably not in the winter. I mean, maybe it'll be the beginning of 2028 now. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I have no idea. But if the dynamic encounters are only beginning in January 2027, I can't imagine the new zone is going to ship at that same point, especially combined with the fact that everything's being delayed. But here is the really important point. For the class and combat refresh, we are targeting 2027 for the next refresh. However, we are discussing some interim options for the classes still awaiting their full refresh to improve your player experience in the meantime. I mean, we were thinking Warden refresh would be delayed, but that is delayed. Like, that is like, wow, okay. Like, we were thinking maybe, October, November or something. Now they're just saying, sometime in 2027, we'll get the Warden out to you guys. Until then, Dragon Knight and Werewolf will continue to dominate PvP completely unchecked. The meta will not shift. It is literally the year of the Dragon Knights. And I know plenty of people have really gotten fatigued with that. We like the Dragon Knight, we like the Werewolf, we just don't like them being the only options if you want to be viable in PvP. So that is brutal. So he goes on to say, we know it's disappointing to see some features move out. And believe me, we want to get these into your hands as soon as possible too. But we believe this is the right move for the long-term health of the game. Okay. So what is still coming in 2026? While those specific features are shifting, the rest of our 2026 roadmap remains packed. Here is what you can expect from our coming seasons. So in the remainder of Season 1, we will be getting Update 51, which now launches on September 28th, and it will include the Nowhere Vault, which you've been hearing about, rumors, and a smattering of player experience improvements, including the achievement pinning, the customizable HUD on PC, continuing hybridization, improving antiquities, putting transmute stations in Cyrodiil, and the housing tab sorter, the quest starter language, and improvements to the eidetic memory section. Everything else in Season 1 will run as planned, along with a few additions to thank you for your patience. So doing that thing again of saying, we're sorry, here's some free stuff. So yes, the Shagrath quest is live now. White Strakes is coming back on August 5th. And this is pretty good. I mean, I see what they're doing here, and I'm kind of jaded about it, but 20 free crown crates, that's great. So from August 20th to September 17th, there'll be a new golden pursuit called Straight to the Crates, where you can earn up to 20 free crown crates. So that is definitely the most crates that are given out for free. That's more than just like the usual 2 or 3 that we're used to getting. So that is nice. You know, I'm not gonna lie, that's good. Thank you. Then High Seas of Tamriel is still coming, which I don't know. I really thought there'd be more to this than there actually is, so I can't really be too stoked for it. And then this is exciting for PvP players. The 3-sided Battlegrounds will return permanently on September 28th with Update 51. So as soon as Update 51 launches, we will be getting 3-sided Battlegrounds back permanently. I just did a video on this and how it's basically Hegelian dialectic, problem, reaction, solution, but still, like, that is undeniably a positive note amid all this. People have been asking for this for a while, and now we are going to get 3-sided Battlegrounds back if there are any people left to play it at that point. Okay. Then on to what's coming with Season 2. This launches on October 21st. We already knew that. And we are still getting solo dungeons. And on top of that, they're making the group versions of those dungeons, Moonhunter Keep and March of Sacrifices, free for all players, which is nice. As announced previously, Greymoor and Markarth are becoming free, not at the launch of Season 2, but on November 9th. And there will be a new Golden Pursuit to highlight Skyrim and the Antiquity system from November 9th to December 2nd. They're improving the Tamriel Tome system with more challenges, and also they're increasing the Tome Point rollover cap. That's good. This is something people have been complaining about for a long time. I wonder how much they're actually going to increase it to. But getting more Tome Points rolling over, that is actually good. Then we're going to get Frost Atronach crate rewards from the Gold Coast Bazaar in Season 2. I mean, we don't know how many, if it's going to be the whole crates or what. And those are really, really old crates. This is before they even had Radiant Apexes. And then Witches Festival and New Life are happening as expected. So there we go. And then we have some more corporate boilerplate at the end. Continuing to grow ESO with you. We've had bumps in the road over our 12-year history that we've always faced together. As our studio evolves, we are not looking to just maintain the game. There, he said it. He said, no maintenance mode. Cool. Okay. I mean, it's good to hear him actually say that. So we are not looking to just maintain the game. We are looking to grow it. You, our community, are the reason we've grown over the years, and we want to keep growing with you. Moving forward, our principles are simple. We will continue to build fun and rewarding experiences through our seasonal model, deliver long-standing player-requested features and changes that make Tamriel more fulfilling, and find new ways to provide you with features and content to keep your adventures fresh. As we finalize our plans through 2027 and beyond, we're still hard at work bringing you all new experiences in Skyrim, never before seen in The Elder Scrolls Online. We'll be showing you more of this content over the coming months. That is so vague. I have no idea what that means. So they're still working on the Skyrim zone, and they're saying as we finalize our plans through 2027 and beyond. That wording is pretty sus. I don't know, maybe really it's not coming until 2028. Maybe the new Winterhold zone is not coming until 2028. Hoo boy. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. ESO is nothing without you, our community. Thank you for your continued dedication, your feedback, and your support. Let's continue to build our Tamriel together. Okay. Yeah. So we do have some more information beyond just this. So Zos Kevin makes a post saying basically everybody read this, and then he does respond again later down in the thread. I guess it's worth checking out these responses. Yeah, now it finally makes sense why Warden was not mentioned. No new trial. Class refreshes are directly scaled back until 2027. DK and Werewolf are meta for the rest of the year. 18 months between trials will lose a lot of members. I'm saddened where the game and the studio are at right now. No night market return this year as I see it. He does respond to that later on down the line. Class refreshes need to be top priority. Like, okay, like you just keep telling them that. That's not going to change anything. Okay, and now here we have Zos Kevin responding to no night market return this year as I see it. And yes, the night market return has been pushed out to the first half of next year. That's like incomprehensible to me. They already have the content. It's already there. Like, why would that need to be delayed? Anyway, yeah, night market is delayed till the first half of next year. So it's a once a year thing now. This is what most people are going to be thinking. No more refreshes until 2027. I'll see you guys in 2027 then. The game is in an unplayable state. No amount of rehash and reuse Shagrath cheese jokes are going to keep me sticking around. I mean, the Shagrath questline was good in my opinion, but I totally understand what he's saying. I want to say broadly, I'm sorry to Nick from Death and Debauchery. I feel like this game was headed in an incredible direction under Nick's leadership. The wind was fully back in the sails of this game in March, April, yeah, and it's so incredibly disheartening to see such a massive shift in the other direction for reasons outside of his control. Yeah. I actually really don't like this post. I mean, I'm kind of with this from Coop 500. Not because of the delays, but the crafty wording usage. It's very corporate-y. Saying these people departed like it was a willing choice and still framing the Bethesda thing as somehow a good thing, while technically not lying if you know how to read between the lines. The delays speak volumes on the truth about Bethesda's involvement. They're not helping you guys at all. They're just demanding yours. We can't even get another instance of the night market this year. Whatever Bethesda is doing with you guys, it must not be good or helpful at all. Doesn't mean crossplay has been canceled. There was not a word about it in the letter. Yeah, that's something I hadn't thought of yet. Is crossplay not happening? 2027 just for the Warden. I mean, it's kind of looking like that. And this is where things get interesting. We're entering a new chapter of collaboration across Bethesda. By working more closely with Bethesda Game Studios, we have new opportunities to share ideas, align our efforts, and create even better experiences for players, all while continuing to build the future of ESO. Just like in the letter from Bethesda, we have this poison pill tacked in the end, all while continuing to build the future of ESO. All while continuing to build the future of ESO. Do you see what I'm getting at here? We have new opportunities to share ideas, in parentheses, with Bethesda. I mean, what ideas are they going to share with Zos? Nothing. Align our efforts, meaning work on TES 6, and create even better experience for players, which is kind of an ambiguous statement on its own. But when combined with this next sentence fragment, it tells you all you need to know. Create even better experiences for players of the Elder Scrolls 6, right? Not ESO. All while continuing to build the future of ESO half-heartedly with half the people and half the effort, because now the people that are left are working on TES 6. That does not sound good. And so they're framing all these delays in the context of wanting to make sure that the time you put into the game feels rewarding. So they're trying to say, like, okay, we're not going to put anything out there for like a year, but when it does come, it's going to be super awesome, super rewarding, super amazing, which I just highly doubt. I'm sorry, but the overall tenor of this letter and what we've heard from them in other areas makes you think it's all going to be half-hearted from now on. And they're just saying we're taking our time to make it higher quality as just corporate boilerplate evasion tactics 101, right? I mean, let's just be honest here. There's absolutely no guarantee or even like indication the content quality will be higher. It'll be the same quality. It's just they literally can't get themselves together to even make it at this point. They want to give the teams the runway they need to do things right. Well, I mean, How about just making everyone not work from home anymore? Like actually pull their own weight. Like that would be a good start. You could get all this done in a couple months, but they're not fixing the corporate culture there. That's what I'm reading from this. They're not fixing the corporate culture as us. They're letting everyone have, 6 months of grief time over all their friends they can still go see and talk to whenever they want, but they don't get to see them at the workplace and waste half their day just gossiping anymore. They need time to grieve. And then everything is getting moved back. The new trial. So lots of people come into ESO just for the trials. They love the trials, and the trial is not coming till 2027. The new PvP zone, which now has a name, which is great, that's also not coming for a long time. U52 is coming in January 2027, and it says that we expect this to include the launch of the new mid-size PvP mode and the new dynamic encounters in Skyrim, which we didn't know the Storms over Skyrim was a dynamic encounter. But I was hoping like the whole area of Skyrim, like East March, the Rift, Western Skyrim, it was all going to be covered with these storms. And you were supposed to figure out what was going on. But no, it's just going to be new dynamic encounters, and it's not coming till 2027. And then this is really the clincher, right? We're targeting 2027 for the next refresh. I mean, that could be December 2027, right, guys? We have no idea. Like we like to think this is going to be January, right? But Lord knows. I mean, this is the thing for me that is probably the biggest gut punch personally. This is the thing for me that makes me feel like, wow, everything else being delayed, like whatever. It sucks, I understand, but this is literally the thing for many people, both because they want the refreshes, but also because they're tired of just being rolled by DKs and werewolves. They want the floor to be raised to meet that ceiling. And a full like 5 to 6 months, oh, people are not going to stick around. They just aren't. They're going to go. I'm not saying that's good. I'm not saying you should. I'm not advocating that. I'm just being real here. People are not going to stick around in a completely unbalanced DK and werewolf meta waiting for the next refresh. That is really the roughest part of this entire letter. Some stuff is still coming. Nowhere Vault, which does look cool. I'm excited for that. Rumors, which are all right. Some kind of like traditional Elder Scrolls questing. Like, I can't believe they put a whole team on player experience improvements. This is all they can come out with. It's ridiculous. Like, some of these things kind of matter, but most of them don't matter at all. Like, who cares about transmute stations in Cyrodiil? Like, what effort, right? Like, oh man. So, they're trying to bait us back in with crown crates, which sure, I'll take my 20 free crates if I'm even logging in enough while I'm busy playing Warframe, right? Like by the time this game picks itself back up off its feet again, Guild Wars 3 will be out in beta on PS5. Nobody's going to come back. This was their one shot. And they're just letting the ball just fly by. I think they could have doubled down, could have put more effort into this, picked themselves up off their feet, done the boomer thing, pulled themselves up by their bootstraps, but they're not. And by the time they do fix it, it will be too late. So this was not the news we wanted to hear, but it is not surprising news to hear. I am a little bit shocked by how long the delays are going to be, yet at the same time, it is fully expected. I was really hoping this would be the come to Jesus moment for ZOS, and they would get back up off this difficult moment with style and grace and really knock it out of the park. That was my hope and prayer for ZOS and for the game. But instead, everything's getting delayed considerably. And while that doesn't really affect or bother me that much personally, I have to be honest about how this is going to affect the community, where people who are already on the fence, people who are just here for the new content, especially people who are just here for the class reworks, will not stick around. They just will not do that. So the health of the community, the size of the community, I expect is going to plummet. People are going to see this letter as their cue, as their opportunity to give up. No matter how much Nick Giacomini goes in there and says, we're not going to maintenance mode, we're still committed to the game, we love you guys, etc. That's not how people are going to read it. They're just going to read one part. They're just going to read class reworks are delayed, and they're going to uninstall the game. I don't know what else they could have done here. I was hoping for better, but as always, expecting the worst. But this is honestly worse than I was thinking. I somehow never even considered the possibility that Warden rework was going to be delayed past like maybe October. It never even dawned on me that it wouldn't be until just vaguely sometime in 2027. While that is literally what most people care about. Nobody really cares. I mean, some people care, of course, but just the general nobody. Nobody really cares about the high seas of Tamriel or the Nowhere Vaults or rumors. These are all just kind of side things to the really amazing initiative they've been taking in the last year or so to fundamentally fix the game and improve it and future-proof it, fixing Dragon Knight, fixing Werewolf. That's what the game really, truly needs. Not just more theme park rides in Disneyland that are fun for 5 minutes, then you forget about them. But these fundamental, foundational improvements to the game are being dramatically delayed, which again, for me, not the biggest deal in the world, but it will be for a lot of people. This will lead the game, I predict, in a downward spiral of user engagement, player recidivism, people coming back. It just kind of has the stink of death on it now. No matter how much they say it's not going to maintenance mode, we're going to continue to develop and maintain it and everything. The fact that it's basically confirmed now that Zos is the toady, the henchman, the slave of Bethesda at this point, that they're saying somehow we'll still manage to make some ESO content here and there, even though we're now basically working on TS6. That's a bad look. Everything being delayed is a bad look. These little token freebies they're giving us with the crown crates and everything, that reeks of desperation. The whole thing reads like corporate boilerplate. And like someone said in the forums, I do feel really bad for Nick because he obviously has extreme passion for this game. Nick Giacomini, the game director, and he was really leading it in a good direction. And then everything fell apart. Again, I'm still not a doomer. I still believe maybe somehow, I mean, geez, I'm probably just a doomer now. I was trying to think this through. It's like, and then I was thinking, how am I not a doomer? I don't regret anything about the perspectives I've taken thus far. I just always tried to stick with the evidence as it was, with what we knew at the time. But yeah, I'd like to think that they could just get their ducks in a row over the next 6 months and then come back in 2027, really knock out of the park. That'd be the renaissance of ESO, but with, I'm not going to play it, but with GTA 6 coming out and with Guild Wars 3 coming out, which I'm definitely going to play, you know, I just don't know about that. I don't know about this resurgence. And one thing that we have not touched on yet is the layoffs at Microsoft are not over. And people are trying to say, well, it's going to be Blizzard this time. Like, no, it's not, because Blizzard has already successfully unionized all of its employees. They're still in negotiation at ZOS. And it was really those negotiations that I think pushed Microsoft's hand. They were not interested in having another unionized studio under their banner. They were done with that. Blizzard managed to get that through before all this happened. ZOS did not. So I really don't know who's going to get the axe next, but it's going to be the lowest hanging fruit. And we still have 1,600 layoffs to go. So with that in mind, this kind of reads as the last ditch effort, you know, the final Hail Mary of we're going to hang on and keep making content, but it's also massively delayed. And now they're basically working directly for Bethesda. So that combined with the layoffs coming and major competitors arising sometime next year, things are not looking good. So, a very momentous day in the history of the Elder Scrolls Online, and I want to hear all your thoughts about it in the comments. Is this truly the final nail in the coffin for ESO? Is it possible for the game to revive itself? What do you think is going to happen in the future of the Elder Scrolls Online? Leave it all in the comments. I do so appreciate you watching. Please do like, hype, and subscribe. And if you want to take your support a step further, become a member of the Spopes Army, check out the merch listed below the video, or go to my fourth wall site to leave a donation. Plus, you can leave donations here on YouTube in the form of super thanks. I am so grateful for all your support, but I'm even more grateful to God. So we're going to finish the video as always with a prayer to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Lord, even though it was difficult to bear, thank you for this news today about ESO. Thank you for inspiring the team to keep us informed, and thank you for making it possible for me to get information out there with my stream earlier and with this video. Lord, I do ask you to be with the ESO community as they struggle to process this news, help them have strength of heart and of mind, and also please do be with ZOS in these coming months as they struggle to retain their player base and keep the studio from foundering under the heavy yoke of Bethesda's leadership. Lord, I do ask you to continue to inspire me in the direction I take with my career on this channel. Lord, please do help me with my Warframe content, with dipping my toes in other waters, and help me reassure my existing base that I'm not giving up on ESO, even though my horizons are broadening. Lord, I thank you for my channel. I ask you to bless it and my whole community. I give you all glory for this video and for my channel. Lord, in your mercy, hear our prayer. Thanks so much for watching until the end. Before you go, please do like, hype, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, turn on notifications, because I'll be back soon with new content.